Welcome to the next calculator tutorial video. In this section I will show you how to do everything you need for Module 5. So that is the linear regression. So I have my calculator right here. Before we start doing any calculations, we need to make sure that our diagnostics are turned on. Otherwise you will not see the correlation coefficient. So to turn your diagnostics on, you're going to hit the second button and then you're going to hit the 0. It's going to pull you into the catalog. Once you're in here, you want to hit the down arrow all the way down until you see the word diagnostic on. And it's going to take a few minutes to get down there. It is in alphabetical order, so that does help. Keep scrolling. This list that you're seeing, this is a list of every possible thing you can do in your calculator. So there's a lot. And keep going. Almost there. Alright, so I found diagnostic off and diagnostic on. We want to hit enter with the arrow next to diagnostic on. And then once it pulls it into the main screen, go ahead and hit enter again. So you see a done response. Alright, and now we can clear that. You only have to do that this one time. You never have to do that again. Once you've turned your diagnostics on, they will stay on unless you go back into that menu and turn them off. There's no reason to turn them off though. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and do the linear regression for our data. So I'm going to go into my list, and as we'll see, I already have the data from the notes for Module 5 put into my list, so that's what you need to do first. And now I'm going to hit Stat. I'm going to arrow over to Calc, and there are two linear regression options here. Number 4, which will give us the equation in the form of ax plus b, so that's where a is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Or number 8, linreg a plus bx, so a is the y-intercept and b is the slope. I'm going to use number 8 because that matches the equation in the form that your book uses, as well as in the form that I did in the notes. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter with my screen highlighted on the 8. Now here you need to tell your calculator where to look for the list. So if you don't have this particular menu, you should just see linreg right here, and you want to tell it where is the x variable, where is the y variable, with a comma in between. So my x list is in list 1, that's where all of the household sizes were. My y list is the number of times they ate out, and that was in list 2. And then these guys, I'm just going to leave them blank, and I'm going to come hit calculate. Alright, so now we see we're going to get an equation in the form of y equals a plus bx. A is our y-intercept, 18.6667. B is our slope, negative 2.1667. This r squared you don't need to worry about. And then this r value, that's our correlation coefficient. So r equals negative 0.9456. So the first thing we did was we found this value to tell us, hey, we've got a strong negative linear relationship. Then we use a and b to determine the equation for that relationship. And then in the notes we use this equation to find the prediction for a family of 4, and we also used it for the residual for that family of 7. In our equation, in the notes, we put 18.6667 minus 2.1667x. We did minus because of this negative here. Had this been a positive 2, then it would have been 18.6667 plus 2.1667. So I changed the plus to a minus because I had a negative slope. And we can see right here it's plus b. So a positive and a negative make a negative. Positive and positive is still a positive. So that is how you use your calculator to find the correlation coefficient R, the y-intercept A, and the slope B for a linear regression problem. So you have the tools now that you need to go ahead and